The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
I started off the last show by saying let's have an honest discussion about whether Ron Paul is racist or not. And I said very clearly during that segment that I do not believe Ron Paul is genuinely a racist. However, I think it stands to reason that it's logical to ask questions like, if Ron Paul allowed racist stuff to be published in his newsletters in the 80s and 90s under his name, even though he didn't write it, is that still a problem? Forgetting about whether Ron Paul is personally racist or not. Now, I made that very clear when we talked about that, Lewis. But regardless, again, the Ron Paul fanatics are going absolutely crazy with threats of violence and personal attacks towards me. Just go look at the video on our YouTube channel. There's countless emails that I'm receiving. And if people just listen to what I'm saying, as opposed to seeing, is Ron Paul racist? Let's attack this guy. Maybe we'd be further along. Maybe maybe there wouldn't be as many bad reputations out there.
Continue.
Okay. So I want to make absolutely clear now that we need to ask questions about this is Ron Paul racist thing. And again,
well, in general, you need to ask questions about people that might be the president of the United States.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Absolutely
Asking questions is good. You want to find out about these people.
That's exactly. Even if you don't vote, like Lewis, you still are curious.
I'm curious, yeah.
And you're not even voting.
Right. Right.
Okay. So that being said, there's a number of legitimate questions to ask about this. And it's actually not even really that important to say, is Ron Paul personally a racist guy? Because that actually seems to be the least important question here. John Shire actually posted a great comment to our Facebook page, which was, suppose a publication called the Barack Obama Report, as opposed to the Ron Paul Report, was published with multiple anti-white comments over the course of several years in the 80s, long before Barack Obama ran for president. Suppose Obama said, guys, don't blame me. I didn't write this personally. To be honest, I didn't even read it. I didn't even know what was being published in the Barack Obama Report. But it was anti-white stuff. Do you think people would be saying, oh, come on. The guy didn't even, he made $1 million a year, but it's Obama. Come on. He didn't know about that. We can't blame Obama for that. Nobody would be saying that. There's a complete double standard on this.
Well, what I want to say is it's not 100%. I mean, what Ron Paul might have said might be true. And if this had happened, perhaps what Obama might have said here would have been true, right?
Okay.
Maybe he didn't read it. Maybe he did have nothing to do with it.
Let's assume he did. Let's assume it is the truth, I'm saying. That doesn't excuse that it's a huge problem.
Right.
That's the reality of the situation. Anyone who can make millions of dollars for years off of a notorious newsletter with their name on it, and later just look into a camera and claim with a straight face, I didn't write them, I didn't read them at the time, I disavow them, that's it. Stop asking me about it.
Right.
Nothing else to talk about. That would not stand up if candidate Obama were to have said that in 2007. And by the way...
Well, and this argument only stands up in the eyes of Ron Paul supporters.
That's right.
As far as we're concerned.
And some others, some select others.